Today I am reviewing my Turbo Como 3.0 bicycle that I've had for 3 years and only 3,000 kilometers on it. I've been asked because people have contacted me asking if some of the problems have been resolved. So I'm going to do just a little basic review. So I'm going to do the good, bad, and then maybe a summary or something like that. The good things about the bike are it's a very comfortable bike. It is probably the most comfortable bike I've ever ridden, and it's easy to hop on and go ride 50, 75 kilometers, something like that, and you know, still feel good. With that being said, if the bike doesn't fit you very well, and I'm meaning this in regards to the handlebars, there's no adjustment for the handlebars. So you have only seat adjustment for height and for the angle of your seat, and of course you can go forward or back with your seat as well, but there is absolutely no adjustment with the handlebars. They're in a fixed location, and I don't think that there's going to be any way possible to change anything there. You might be able to change the grips, but that would be about it. Another one of the good things is the motor and the battery. I don't know how many charges I've had on this motor or on this battery. It has like I said, done at least 3,000 kilometers, and it still shows 100%. So, and during the warm months of the year, it seems to last well. Now, I ride the bicycle in Eco usually, and in the battery saver mode, Eco, and I think I might even be able to make specialized there's suggested range with it when you do that. And of course, that's not going very fast though, maybe 15 kilometers an hour or something like that. This is a step-through frame, and it's the only step-through frame that I've ever ridden that I can say I feel no flex in it. I've gone down a hill at 40, sometimes 50 kilometers an hour that has bends in it. I'm overweight, and yeah, it doesn't flex at all, so I think that's very good. It's got more than adequate lights and brakes on it. These lights are, I think on the version 5.0 has a stronger headlight, and maybe in certain conditions that might be a better light to have, but generally in the city it's very well. The rear rack tail light is very good. It also doesn't get blocked by anything, so that's pretty good. Now, one thing with that though is it is a solid light. It doesn't flash. So I have purchased a specialized light that I put on my seat post here that when I'm in traffic and stuff like that, that has a flasher. So I think that that helps get you noticed more. It has a very good rack. I clip panniers on there, I bungee cord stuff on there. I've done a lot of things with it. No problems whatsoever with the rack. And another thing that's not on the bike, but it's part of what you're paying for, I guess, when you purchase this kind of bike, is a specialized app. I've seen some people review the bike and say that they did not care for the app as much as, say, the Bosch app or something like that. But I think it's outstanding, and it keeps track of everything, keeps your records for you for I believe up to 12 months. So you can look back and see how many kilometers did I pedal this month, how many kilometers did I pedal that month, whatever you want. I think it's very good. So there's the good. The bad, and I guess my troubles that I've had with this bike. So at very first, my very first day I purchased it, I was riding it home from the bicycle shop and the seat came loose. And I know you're thinking, well, probably just tighten up the bolts and ride on, but I didn't have any tools with me. I went back to the bicycle dealer, they tightened it up, and off I went. But that still was a problem. On the second day of riding the bike, after they tightened the seat up, it came loose again. And I stopped at a different bicycle shop. I was riding to work and it was 16 kilometers each way. And when I got to work, it was really loose and really bad. So I ended up going to a bike shop at lunch. They took a look at it. The bolt itself was stripped and they put a new bolt in it. They didn't even charge me, so problem solved. But that's kind of been a problem with this bike. You know, we'll get into that a little bit more here. Another thing that I had a problem, I've got a different seat on this bicycle right now, but it wasn't because the stock seat was bad. It's just that the stock seat started coming apart all along these edges here where it goes underneath the seat. It started to tear and rip, and that was after, I don't know, maybe 500, 600 kilometers. I've had that seat on another bicycle, the exact same one, no problems with it. So I don't know if it's a quality control issue or what. Now, if you've looked at my channel here, you'll see that I've went on there to ask people about problems with the belt drive. And on my very first day riding home, the last half a kilometer before I got home, it made a real tiny little squeak. I didn't think anything about it. I thought, well, it's a new bike, it's just breaking in. The next day when I rode to work, like I said, 16 kilometers, it made this tiny little squeak every once in a while. It wasn't bad, just a little annoyance. And then all of a sudden when I'm riding along, it started making a very loud, deeper sounding squeak. And this was loud enough that people, let's just say you're on the bicycle trail and they're 200 meters ahead of you, they would turn around and look, what the hell's coming at them, you know? I mean, that type of look. So, and it was very intermittent. Sometimes it would do it, sometimes it wouldn't. I couldn't get it guaranteed. I couldn't say when that would happen, but that started off to be one of my issues. Then after that, I had a broken spoke on the rear wheel, and I took it to the bike shop and they repaired it. And then maybe a week after that, I started hearing a noise in the internally geared rear hub. It's an NVOLO. It's not really geared, it's a CVT hub. That started making a rattling sound. You had to listen pretty close, but I took the bicycle back to the bike shop and they had it for a couple weeks, and whatever they did, something broke inside and they replaced it, and it hasn't given me a problem since. Another thing that's kind of with that hub though, and I don't know if this is just related to this bike or if this is with the NVOLO system. So I've noticed here that when you go to shift it, there's this little guy that climbs the hill here, and then when you want to go fast, you just turn it and it flattens out. And see, as you can see right now, they say that you can shift it when it's stopped, and this is as far as it goes. It's not shifting all the way down, and usually it doesn't shift all the way up either. It does, well, maybe 50 to 75% of the range, but it doesn't go all the way to the ends. It gets really tight. So I don't know if that's just an issue with this bike or if that's something that's with all of them. Another problem that I had is this crankshaft was coming loose. I don't know if I put a video out on that or not, but it was moving back and forth, Had to take it in, have it repaired, of course. Another issue with this bike has been recalls. And right now today, I am, after this video here, I am off to the bicycle shop. Because even right now, while we speak, there's a recall on it. And when you get onto the app, don't know if this will be able to be seen, but when you get into the app, it's telling you there's a safety notice for your bicycle. So with these specialized electric e-bikes, they seem to have a lot of recalls on them. There's another version of this bike. It has the same recall for I believe it's something to do with the chain guard. I'm going to call it a chain guard. But has something to do with that. And then on the other bike that doesn't have a suspension fork, I guess they're finding cracks in them. And then they also have a cargo bike that has a recall on it, and it's on the seat post, because the seat, you could be pedaling along and all of a sudden the seat post will just collapse on you or break. I'm not really sure what it is, but they have an issue with that. So yeah, they seem to have a lot. I used to have I think it was a 2011 Specialized Cirrus, and never had a problem with it. So if you're interested in buying a used or a new, they still offer this new bike, you might want to be aware of that there's seems to be a lot of problems with the electric bikes. So on the belt issue, it turns out I really don't know what the problem is, or, well, we know what the problem was, but I don't know whether it was assembled incorrectly or whether the bike was prepared by the dealer incorrectly. I don't have that answer. But what happened was the belt was, I believe, at not the correct tension. And what that did, I don't know if this is called a sprocket anymore, but this thing here got worn on one side, and same with the one up front. So I got tired of it squeaking, and I had to pay to have the belt replaced and these two sprockets replaced. That was the answer, and it hasn't done it since. I went into the Gates, that's a Gates belt, and I went into the Gates website, and they said that you can use a dry silicone spray, and then also if it starts to squeak, hose it off. So I used to do that, but so when I worked at 16 kilometers away, it would be like I'd ride my bicycle to work, I'd have to hose off the belt and then spray it with a dry silicone spray, ride it to work, and when I was at work, hose the bike off again, spray it down with dry silicone spray, and then ride home. I had to do that unless I wanted to listen to it squeak or have it possibly squeak. So in that respect, it seemed like it was more maintenance than a chain bike. And nowadays, with their waxing bicycle chains, I think that's more the way to go. The Specialized warranty didn't help me out. They just kept saying, take the bike back, take the bike back. I kept telling them I have problems, and at one time I asked them to purchase the bike back for me, and they said, no, we got your money. So I guess that's what they did. So I guess the summary now of this bicycle, if you're interested in buying one of these bikes, definitely thoroughly check it out and make sure you have a good shop that you're purchasing it from. Don't count on the warranty. I got so mad about about it, I was actually thinking about contacting the Better Business Bureau. The bike spent a lot of time at the shop, and here it is again today going to the shop. So other than that, would I buy the bike again? Well, if it was this exact one with these problems, obviously no. Would I buy the bike again? This is a 3.0 version. I think I would purchase a 4.0 version with the chain and sprockets. I'd have the chain waxed, and the reason why I go for the 4.0 over the 3.0 now is it's got a larger battery. They say the motor has more torque. I haven't really noticed that I've actually needed it, but maybe there's a hill out there where that'd be to its advantage. But I wouldn't say that it's underpowered or anything like that. Not excessive, but not underpowered. So anyways, that's it. If you have any questions, just please leave it down in the comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you much. Bye.